And we're going live, and it's Saturday night in London, and I'm here with Michelle, and we've just done a high leverage growth session with somebody who has come out of that 3 hour session with a high leverage growth plan and walked away with the information in the plan to unlock more profit, reclaim their time, and fully leverage AI to scale whilst others around them scramble, and without sacrificing your sanity. And we were just kind of like, let's go live and talk about what we've just done because it was awesome. Maybe we could start with you giving a little bit of background on like who was in the room. It was like a private one-on-one session, which we're kind of doing right now because it's an incredible experience for us to find out lots about what's going on. But maybe you could give a little bit of background about who we were with today.
Yeah, so we were working with a corporate employee who actually has been looking at options, designing things, thinking bigger, right? Both within corporate and then also started to lean like into the space of, I really think I want to take this. I have a bigger purpose. I have a bigger kind of drive to do this in a way that gives me back the freedom in my life that my corporate life doesn't provide forever. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be doing that forever is kind of the conversation. And I know that resonated with me a lot. I've been in, the jobs where I'm paid a salary and then I work all the hours and I do it and it takes so much of my time. I know you have too, Laura, where you're like, I've been in this world. And it's kind of like, they were at the place where they're like, okay, so yes, and I'm building something that is not corporate, but can serve, can show up in that space, like, informed by all of their experience. And so the fact that they're very specifically and strategically looking at like, how do I move out of that space and still use that expertise to do what I'm passionate about, to solve the things in the world that I can do. And so it was an interesting, I feel like, example for us of how incredible like this process is.
Yeah.
Because not only like have we used it,
Yeah.
repeatedly now, but it was such a different approach even for how it can inform and clarify. And that's what he walked away with saying. He was like, I just have so much more clarity
Yeah.
about like what I'm doing and where I'm going, and the speed at which we were able to provide that clarity today
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
incredible, to be able to give some of to give that leverage that we're talking about. And I think that was the biggest for me. I know like he actually said takeaway was the clarity of which leveraged moves, like, and then that's what that means, right? Like high leverage. Okay, so which things should I be using?
Yeah.
That's the map that we made that was really cool to
Mm.
move, to kind of transition and to make that a lot easier than maybe it has been for some people or could be, right?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, isn't it? That we talk about high leverage and you hear that term all the time, but actually in this process, um, and it is a kind of interactive process. So the when you go through this process, you answer some questions, you feed them into AI, you get stuff back, you interact with us. We're all kind of taking you towards the end result, which is having a plan that gives you the step-by-step actions that basically unlock things in your business. And yeah, it's clarity, but it's also like with all the stuff that's going on in your head all the time and all the stuff coming at you all the time, having a plan that's like, these are your moves, right? These are your moves. You can forget that other 80% of noise that is, overwhelming and all that stuff. And these are the moves that you need to focus on. This is where the leverage is in your business, in your time, in your world. And it was quite interesting with this guy today whose name I don't know. We're talking about him, are we? I don't know if we're allowed to like name him, but he was
For
just
his own sake, we won't name any names. We'll just talk
no,
about
no, I know.
real.
Let's call him T because that's what his name began with, right? Um, only because we haven't asked this, but he came into that conversation with like, I've got two options here. I mean, I've got my corporate job, I've got my amazing business offer thing going on, and I want to start this, but this is his terms, golden handshake, handcuffs, and I've had those too, and the cost of leaving, the opportunity cost of leaving, and actually came out with, and it became blindingly obvious, and we were talking about this afterwards to me in the first 15 minutes, and 5 of those minutes were polite conversation, but 15 minutes I'm just like dun dun dun, offer offer offer, needs dialing in, right? And he's got this incredible offer that I was trying not to jump around the room and sort of like be too over enthusiastic, but he came in a place and came out with this clarity. And it's not just having clarity in your, it's like, this is the move that's gonna unlock all the profit in your business, right? That's basically it, right? Profit, freedom, take, give you more time back. And we went through, it's like a 3 hour process. 15 minutes in, I was jumping around like an excited kid in a toy shop, which I was trying not to be. But he coming out at the end of that with that, it's just so powerful, and I absolutely love doing it. I absolutely love doing it.
And I think there's just so much promise in the growth that you can have. I think not even about that experience, it just made me think there are so many people that believe that this has to be hard or it has to be a struggle, or because that's what you've known. You've known how hard it is to build something on your own and how much of a struggle that can be, and how much time it takes to figure it out and to try it and to like all of the things, right?
Mm,
And I can speak to that because I've been there in the past. I
mm,
understand that I, for a long time, thought it had to be like that. And
mm,
that's why the concept of leverage is so powerful, is
mm,
because it doesn't.
mm,
It's not about guessing. It's not just like, oh, somebody said, here's the answer, and it's the answer. Like, no,
mm,
it's about the strategy, the
mm,
support, and
mm,
then the confidence that comes from knowing
mm,
that you are leveraging so much information in a shorter amount of time, because we have the tool to do that. But the confidence that comes from knowing you're moving in the right direction now, and that you can consistently move that way, even when, and I think this is the big piece, is that even when life happens, there's hiccups,
wow.
because
Yeah.
there's noise, there's doubt, because that's real like that's a reality of this. And if you don't have the clarity that comes before that, if you don't have the strategic decisions and plans that come before that, you're oftentimes letting those things win. You let those voices win. You let that noise start to win and deter you from the path that you were on, as opposed to recognizing what it is. Like it's, yes, that happened. I'm keep moving forward, because a lot of times, especially in this entrepreneurial world, we're going at it alone, or we believe we have like, and
Mm,
that's not how any of us get successful. Like, not in reality. There's always support. There's always somebody. And if I could pull back the curtain on anything that anybody's doing,
mm,
they're not doing it by themselves.
mm,
Like they have somebody that they are following, like leading from, learning from, that they are being coached by to get them there. And like literally everybody,
mm,
somebody. And that's how they're doing this. And that's where the leverage comes in, is like leveraging their expertise. We just have figured out a system that makes it really fast. And we have taken what we do fast and made it even faster, which is what's so fun about it, is being able to put that speed in. And we talk about leverage in a lot of fun ways. One of those for me is that I teach leverage in a physical way as well in life. And again, it's, if you've ever taught somebody how to like, and my background, I have a background in martial arts, right? I know you know that, but like leverage is meant to be about a tipping point. It's
mm,
meant to be about that. Like, it's not, how do I perfectly stay here all the time? It's like, just how do I get past that point? And then that's it. And I
Mm.
teach kids this concept where they're like, but it's hard, and they're trying to muscle it. They're trying, like, they throw each other. So it's like they're trying to lift them with all their strength, and they don't have the strength. Like, I don't have the strength, and yet I can throw, I can lift, I can do things to people twice my size
Mm.
because I understand how leverage applies.
Mm.
That's all we're doing is like, we're going to get you those laser focused moments.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. And when you do this, all the rest starts to fall into place. And then you do the next laser focused thing, and you start, like you said, it's the top 20% that's going to move you. Like, we talk about speed, not because you're overwhelmed or you're rushed or the, but how much more time do you want to spend? Is where I always come back to. Like, I don't want to spend any more time figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's the excitement for me. And I know it's coming out right now because I get really excited about this and I get
Yeah.
really passionate about it because there is something in being able to, like,
Move.
help somebody, assist them in their journey to have the impact they want, because it can be faster and it can be easier. And that's what we get to do in that space, right? And
I
so
was just thinking,
I get
like,
very excited.
I am as well, and I have to contain my excitement.
I'm not containing mine right now. It's
I was,
there.
but I was, actually in that, I was thinking, in that session, that plan before the AI technology, before the systems in place, that would have taken you and me as consultants to go into somebody's business, to spend a week checking through, going and doing kind of market analysis and modeling and check. We'd have spent a week or more working all those things out and then coming to a conclusion between us, right? And we're now doing it in 3 hours, right? And in fact, we say, isn't it, what you do in 3 weeks, you're doing 3 hours. It really isn't. Oh, it's not a marketing claim. It's like in 3 hours, it's less than 3 hours, actually. Less than 3 hours, you're gonna have so much, like, information, like totally focused in, so that you know exactly what to do. And that is so powerful, isn't it? It's so powerful.
And
And
it's
he
about
is,
you. And
yeah,
it's not about anybody else. It's not generalized to them. You get to walk away with it about you. And that to me is like huge because I've been in those rooms where I'm like, great information. Now I have to figure out how to apply it to me. You don't
yeah,
have to figure it out. It's applied to you immediately and directly throughout this process.
yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna burst or something.
I know, it's so exciting. It's so fun.
So in just 3 hours, you will walk away with your own very personal step-by-step plan to unlock more profit, to reclaim your time back and fully leverage AI to scale your business while everyone around is scrambling at the moment, not knowing how to really leverage this strategically and without sacrificing your sanity, because there is so much time you get back, like in your week, in your brain, and emotionally, that it's incredible. It's going to be the best 3 hours you spent in the last 3 months, if not in the last 3 years, right? So come and join us and go through this incredible process as well. All you got to do is sign up for your seat on the next event, which is coming very soon at www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com, and we will take you through that process. It is going to be totally dialed into you, and you're going to come out of that 3 hours with the answers to all the questions that you have right now in your business and probably in your personal life as well, and be able to walk away with the clarity and the certainty and the confidence to go and do that. So www.simplifiedmarketinglive.com, and we will look forward to seeing you there. See you later.